Hi, this is Billy from Ever Expanding Life. As owners and operators of a tax preparation company, Crystal and I are here to answer your tax questions. In today's tax tip 1, we're going to be talking about W-2s and 1099s. We're going to tell you as employees when you can expect to receive them, and as employers, we're going to tell you what your deadlines are, and if you're going to have a tax professional prepare them for you, we're going to tell you what you would need to take to your tax professional. If you find this helpful, please drop a like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to check out all of our content on our website, everexpandinglife.com. As an employee, you should expect to receive your W-2 or 1099 no later than early February. As an employer, your W-2s and 1099s, along with their summary sheets, the W-3 and the 1096, need to be filed by January 31st. So if you're mailing them, make sure you mail them in plenty of time to be received by January 31st. If you're filing them electronically, you can file them on January 31st. When mailing your W-2s and 1099s to your employees, make sure that they are postmarked no later than January 31st. Fines can be imposed if they are not, and there are no limits to the fines that can be imposed. Remember that your W-2s and W-3s go to Social Security Administration, and that your 1099s and 1096s go to the Department of the Treasury. Now we're going to take a closer look at these 4 forms so that you know what information you need to provide if you're having a tax professional prepare these documents for you. First, let's take a look at the W-2 form. For all of our forms, you'll need to provide to your tax preparer the employer's identification number and address. Some of the forms also require the employer's phone number. For each employee that's receiving a W-2, you need to provide their Social Security number, their name, and their address. You'll also need to provide any wages, tips, or other compensation that they received, all federal income tax withheld, along with the Social Security and Medicare tax withheld, any other withholdings or benefits. Make sure you also provide your state employer ID number and any state income tax withheld. The W-2 forms from the IRS come 2 per page. Make sure that you do not cut, fold, or staple the front page of your W-2. That page will be removed and sent to the Social Security Administration. The back page will be removed and kept for the employer's records. All of the remaining pages go to the employee. Once again, your W-2s come 2 per page. Once they've been filled out and the front page has been removed, you can then separate the W-2s to give them to your employees. As an employer, if you are issuing any W-2s, you must also file a W-3. On it, once again, you need your employer identification number, name, address, other contact information. Also need to include your state ID number. On this form, you're going to have to identify what kind of payer you are, what kind of employer you are. You'll be using this form to give all of your tallies, including how many W-2s that you're issuing, the total wages, tips, and other compensation for all employees, total federal income tax for all employees, total Social Security, total Medicare, and any other deductions or benefits. Remember, these are totals for all employees. You'll also have to list a contact person, and this paper will need to be signed and dated. Make sure that you don't staple this form, and you'll be sending this form along with the front page of all of your W-2s to Social Security Administration. Now let's take a look at the 1099 miscellaneous. If you have contractors and others who are working for you, who you are issuing a 1099 as opposed to a W-2, this is the form that you'll be using. The procedure is more or less identical to the W-2s, except generally there will be less to fill out, and they're mailed to a different location. Once again, we'll need to provide the employer's information, federal ID, state ID, for the recipient, their identification number, name and address. If this is contracted help, you will list the amount of compensation in Box 7, Non-Employee Compensation. Generally, no deductions are taken out on non-employee compensation. However, if any of these other boxes apply, make sure you bring that information as well to your tax preparer. Just like the W-2, do not cut or separate the front page. There are 2 1099 miscellaneouses per page. Do not separate the top and bottom or cut them apart on the front page. You'll remove this whole page and send it to the Department of Treasury. Once the front page has been filled out, just like the W-2, the 2 1099s can then be separated and the back pages removed for the employer. The remaining pages will be issued to the contractor. If you do issue any 1099s, you'll also need to file Form 1096, the Annual Summary and Transmittal of U.S. Information Returns. For this, you'll need to provide to your tax professional your business name, address, and contact information, along with your employer identification number. Tally your total number of 1099s, total up any income tax that you withheld, and also provide a total for all compensation reported on the 1099s. When filing this, we will identify the submitted forms as being 1099 miscellaneous, and you'll need to sign and date this form. After your tax professional has prepared this form along with your 1099s, you will submit them to the Department of the Treasury. Remember that your filing deadline for all of these forms is January 31st. If for some reason you are unable to meet this deadline, talk to your tax preparer about filing Form 8809 for you, an application for extension of time. If you're going to file such a form, make sure you provide the following information to your tax professional: the name and address and contact information of your business. If you will be filing these forms electronically or in paper form, you'll need to provide the Social Security numbers or identification numbers of all the affected persons. That means everyone who would receive a W-2 or 1099 who is being affected. You'll identify which forms you're asking for an extension for: W-2, 1099, and in order to receive this extension, you must meet one of these conditions. Your business must have suffered a catastrophic event in a presidentially declared disaster area, or your business must have suffered a fire, casualty, or natural disaster, or there must have been a death, serious illness, or unavoidable absence of the individual responsible for filing these forms, or the business was in its first year of establishment. If you meet any of these conditions, you're eligible to file this application for extension. You'll need to sign it and date it and file it with the Department of Treasury. If you have other tax-related questions, you can leave a comment below, or you can email us at everexpandinglife@gmail.com. We hope you found this helpful. If you have, please drop a like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out all of our content on our website, everexpandinglife.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. May you be blessed with an ever-expanding life.